Welcome to the special report, your news and views program about geek gaming culture on the internet. Come up in the show today, ZagTunes sends YouTube messages telling people to stop and delete the AMVs of Miraculous, Ladybug, and the Fine Brothers cease and desist their so-called Be At World plans, at least the public part of it. My name is JD Shadow, and the special report will start right about now. A rather odd YouTube message has been sent out to at least one confirmed person, perhaps some others. The particular user in question that has confirmed to have gotten this is named TransformerTard. Don't ask me where he got that name, but whatever. The person who sent this particular YouTube message is by the name of Jess Banzal, and it says, quote, "Dear TransformerTard, I am contacting you on behalf of Zag, owner of the Miraculous intellectual property. Although we greatly appreciate your enthusiasm for the brand, we must ask that you remove all your video Miraculous Ladybug immediately, along with any other Miraculous Ladybug videos you have already posted, as its unauthorized posting is in violation of international copyright law and directly conflicts with various broadcaster rights around the world. Please rectify the violation by promptly removing any video content relating to Miraculous and or Miraculous Ladybug. Thank you for cooperation and support. Best regards, Jess Manzal." Now, later on, when this person got this message, they posted to their Tumblr page of Miraculous, saying, "To those of you who make fan videos for Miraculous Ladybug on YouTube, I received this message about a week ago and only just saw it now. Official members from the Zag company are asking people to delete any fan videos of Miraculous. This happened to my friend too. This makes me really sad because I received a lot of great feedback from my videos. That's copyright for you. I may still upload my videos here as backup, but I feel guilty even doing that sad face." Now, there's no way of confirming one way or the other about their friend, but another Tumblr user, which I am not even going to try to pronounce the name, Mirthalia, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, I'm going to butcher it, had went and asked Miraculous Hawk Daddy whether or not this was the official Zag email. Now, Hawk Daddy, Miraculous Hawk Daddy, is the Tumblr page, the official Tumblr page for Miraculous Ladybug's director, Thomas Alvec. I think I'm still pronouncing that name wrong, but they said, "Hawk Daddy, is this officially from Zag?" And he only answered with a yes. So this just confirms that Jess Banal is in fact an official member of Zag Media. However, it is not clear as to whether or not he authorized this particular situation to go about, or if this is Zag Media acting on their own accord. Also, keep in mind that there is no confirmed or even reported copyright strikes being handed down yet, or DMCA takedowns of Miraculous Ladybug content on YouTube. But when that happens, if that happens, we will keep you posted on that. Now, if it's him that's doing all this, if it's him that is saying, "Hey, go and get these people," then that is kind of unfortunate, because he has been known to like a whole lot of fan art based upon the show and a whole lot of covers. If you are no doubt watching my reactions, you have no doubt have heard Michelle's cover of the theme song for ML, and she had gotten permission from Thomas in order to do just that, even though she probably did not have to do that. I'm not completely versed on how the copyright laws work on cover versions of songs and whatnot. But we are in this situation where this is kind of hit and miss as pertains to AMVs in of themselves. AMVs, as you know, or animated music videos, are using just the clips from various episodes of the show, whether it be Miraculous Ladybug or Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z or whatever, based upon the particular aspect or particular subject that the show covers, whether it be a shipping, maybe they want to see two characters from the show become an item or couple or whatever, and they'll put a particular piece of music, mostly copyrighted work, that would fit that particular aspect and fit the nature of the video or the order which the scenes are shown or played, and they'll put it out there. Now, there are full screen, so you are not getting anything else but the scenes and the music that comes with it, that's accompanying the scenes. And in that sense, I don't know if I could completely be on the side of AMV makers. Now, I see that everybody has their own way of showing support for the show and whatever, but this is kind of a gray area in terms of what can be considered true copyright infringement. Now, to some aspects, you could probably say that because they're using so much of that particular work on full screen levels, you might be concerned about, okay, are they using too much and not being fair use, or is the usage of the copyrighted music enough to warrant a look at it? Now, in this particular aspect, this is not pertaining to any sort of music. This is a visual situation, the video clips. So they're not even concerned about what music they use. They could use a freesound.org clip for all they care. They are not even concerned about it. They are not even concerned about if they use a Metallica song for it. That's not their concern. They're concerned about them using the visual aspect. And in that particular situation, you could say, okay, they're using too much, and because of that, maybe it's sparking a red flag, and maybe you could say that, but I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I could see where they're coming from, and in that sense, maybe it's hard to defend that sort of thing going on. However, at the same time, we got to talk about transformative work. When does it become their own work? When does it become something that they have taken the time to do? Now, I'm not one of those people who are going to bash anybody for making a particular genre of videos. You can make whatever you want on YouTube. You can make reaction videos. You can make Let's Plays. You can make AMVs. I don't care. As long as it's not somebody like killing another person in real life or vitriolic in nature or something like that, you can make whatever you want. I am not going to bash anybody for liking a particular type of video on YouTube. Watch what you want. I don't like when people do that. I don't like when people do that sort of thing where they say, oh, you watch reaction videos or you watch AMVs, you are a horrible human being. I don't do that. Same with people who make videos like that. You are free to make whatever you want to be judged based upon the quality of the work you're putting out there. In this particular aspect, in this particular nature, as it pertains to AMVs, when does it cross that threshold into transformative work? When does it become, okay, they putting all these together, they're taking the time to look at what time does it switch scenes, when it pertains to what song they're using, what are they trying to convey, what message are they trying to convey as it pertains to the show, are they putting the work in there and not just making YouTube into a dumping ground or whatever? When does it become their own work based upon what is shown in the show? And that is where you get into the gray area, and in a way, the MCA has not covered that. It hasn't covered that for a long time. And in the manner of speaking, to have somebody from Zag Media going on and saying, hey, we don't care how much work you put into this, you need to delete this, is cause for concern, but I can see where the other side might be coming from in that sort of regard. But there is another situation I want to address here, because this is where it gets a little bit scary. This is where it gets ultra scary, is that they're not saying whether or not if this is going to pertain only to those people who have AMVs out there. And there is really no indication of whether or not Thomas is actually approving of Zag Media going and doing this. And I am obviously talking about the reaction videos. I'm talking about what me and now Luna has been doing, and a few others that I might not know about quite yet. It is what we've been doing, and us reactors have been getting the short end of the stick lately. We've seen how Fine Brothers have been getting ridiculed, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But when you talk about reactions, we're doing something different. We're doing something that is not AMVs. Yes, we are using clips from the show, but you are seeing not just the window that the show is being played upon. You're seeing our faces, you're seeing our reactions to what used to be seen. The focus is mainly on us reacting to the videos, and then you're seeing our input, our review, our thoughts about what had occurred on the show, and if it's worth your time, and what we thought about the show. That is something different. That is not only transformative work, but then it goes into pure fair use, which is called a review. Now, that's where this gets a little bit more dicier, a little bit scarier, because you can then say that Jess Benzal has the right to go and tell me to take down my reaction videos. You could say that they have the right to go and tell Luna to take her video down, or anybody else other video down. takedown. And what could that say to some people? What could that say to somebody who might be looking at a review or looking to see if this show is worthy of your time? It might be sparking of censorship of a particular viewpoint. It might be censorship of a particular perspective, and that is never okay in any form. You cannot do that. This is something that Toei Animation is not understanding. And guess who is involved in Miraculous Ladybug, the animation? It is Toei Animation, the very same people who have been harassing us time and time again with the DMCA takedown notifications of Sailor Moon Crystal reactions. And you know what? Toei Animation took down a special report episode. The one where I said that the director of Sailor Moon Crystal, the former director of Sailor Moon Crystal, was leaving the show. That was taken down by Toei Animation. Why? What in the hell does taking down a special report video, something that has to do with a news item, what does that gain from anybody? Now, Viz Media Head came out and said to me, in that sort of situation, is there anybody who might be benefiting from your videos being taken down in this way? Is there anybody who's targeting you in this sort of manner? And I hope that it isn't, but it has crossed my mind. With this particular thing, is there anybody that is going to stop them from doing something like that? Is there anything that's stopping them from crossing that line into, okay, now we're heading into dangerous territory? And we've seen how the Fine Brothers have gotten blasted for what's been going on with them. We have seen what's been going on with them. So in this sense, they need to be very, very, very careful. They shouldn't be doing this anyway, because these AMV makers have been taking a lot of time in order to get their videos out there and to work on them, not because they want to make money. None of them are making any money, but to show their love and support for a show in which has influenced them in some form or fashion. And to say, hey, we appreciate your enthusiasm, but take down the videos you've been working so hard to put out there, because it might be competing with licenses from various broadcasters. Who's saying that any of these videos are competing with the original? Who's to say that I'm going to watch an AMV instead of watching the Nickelodeon showing of the show? Why does that stop me from watching the show as they're intending it to? What is the AMV or reaction doing to keep you from watching the show in its entirety on the network it is licensed for? What's stopping anybody from doing that? What does an AMV do that is so bad that it will make people not want to watch the episode in its entirety on a channel which they have quote-unquote licensed it to? Are they so scared that they'll say, oh, the show sucks, I'm not going to watch it? Is that what they're afraid of? Because if that is what they're thinking of, you know what? If somebody isn't interested in the show, they're not going to watch an AMV of it. They're not interested in the show, they're not gonna watch your show anyway. So what does it matter? Why do you care so much? What is in this that is competing with the original product? That is the main idea behind fair use. If it's competing with the original and it's made in such a way that it becomes your own work, then I don't see a problem there. Now, I can see the other side of it, but the more I've talked about this, the more I say something like this, where I have to say, you know what, Zach, you might need to back off on this. You may need to say, you know what, as long as you're not dumping the actual episode in full onto YouTube, go ahead. And Thomas might have said something on his Tumblr page. It might be too far down for me in order to find one way or the other whether or not he's approving of this sort of thing happening, but let's hope to God that it is not him approving of any of this. And more along the lines of that, let's hope and pray that this doesn't cross the line into reaction videos, because we've been getting harassed a lot lately, and the anime companies and people who do reaction videos need to be protected a little bit more than they currently are when it comes to accusations of copyright infringement. It is just something that needs to happen. Let's hope and pray that Zag is not those types of people. They do not become Toei Animation or the Fine Brothers. And finally, speaking of the Fine Brothers, we had talked a little bit about the Fine Brothers React World idea and how they were trying to trademark the word react. Yeah, that is right. They were trying to trademark the actual word without anything on the back or front end of that react. Well, they have decided that they are going to resend that because of all the shitstorm that it had received. And in reality, who could actually have not seen that coming? On Medium.com, on their Media.com account, they said, quote, "Hello, we are here to apologize. We realized we built a system that could easily be used for wrong. We are fixing that. The reality that trademarks like these could be used to theoretically give companies, including ours, the power to police and control online video is a valid concern. And though we can assert our intentions are pure, there's no way to prove them. We have decided to do the following. 1. Resend all of our React trademarks and applications. 2. Discontinue the React World program. And 3. Release all past Content ID claims. The concerns people have about React World are understandable, and that people see a link between that and our past video takedowns, but those were mistakes from an earlier time. It makes perfect sense for people to distrust our motives here, but we are confident that our actions will speak louder than these words moving forward. This has been a hard week. Our plan is to keep making great content with the help of our amazing staff. Thank you for your time and for hearing us out. Sincerely, Benny and Rafi Fine." Now, there are a few asterisks to this. Number one, we send all of our React trademarks applications. That whole thing says, quote, "This includes React, Kids React, Elders React, Lyric Breakdown, etc. Please note, it takes a while for the databases to update, but the necessary paperwork has been filed." And the third one also has 2 asterisks, and it says, quote, "Content ID is YouTube's copyright system that automatically flags content that looks like or sounds like copyrighted content. This mostly flags videos that are directly re-uploads of our videos, which is what the system is built for. But if you know of a video that has been claimed or removed incorrectly, please email us with false claim in the subject line." Now, all I have to say to this is no shit, Sherlock. Let's be quite honest here. Who saw that this was going to end well for the Fine brothers? They started out by using the most god-awful way of wording this and to explaining this and just saying why it was necessary. They were using America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent. Now, I'm not completely sure of how this whole aspect about licensing works when you are trying to cross over a British show into American territories and make it so where Americans have a shot at being popular or famous or whatever. I'm not quite sure of how that exactly works. I know something about the networks have to be licensed in order to air it. However, as far as I'm aware, Simon Cowell owns both America's and British Got Talent. Now, you can make a different talent show. You don't have to go through that at all because you're making somewhat of a different type of voting system or different graphics or whatever. You don't have to have permission to do any of that to make a talent show. You cannot license talent shows. The problem with this is that they were trying to make it into an aspect where they were licensing or trying to trademark a concept. They were trying to, or at least in the eyes of many, trying to license a genre. You cannot do that. You just can't. It is something that trademark offices are going to laugh at you for. The courts are going to laugh at you for that. Or maybe not, given the fact that we've seen stranger things happen in copyright law anymore. Maybe they could have gotten away with it. I don't know. I mean, the way that we've heard of several times that they were going after the Ellen DeGeneres show for believing that they were being infringed upon by her because she did a similar aspect where she had people react to her video, whatever. I don't know exactly what the thing about it was, but the fact of the matter is that the Fine brothers have ridiculed certain people before for quote unquote using their format. They have done this before. It has been proven. They have gone after certain people before. So it is not without just cause. Certain people were really being suspicious about this. And though some of the comments might have gone a little bit too far and attacked the Fine brothers on a personal aspect, the fact of the matter is that a lot of people were rightfully squeamish about this. They were rightfully skeptical about this, and no one can really blame them. And for them to say, oh, now we see the message. You should have known the message before you even went about doing this. The fact you had the guts to do this in the first place shows that maybe you don't know what you're doing here. And keep in mind that this is all in the public eye. Who's to say that they're just doing what the PR firms or their PR team is saying for them to do, and then all of a sudden they go back and say, oh, wait a minute, we might still want to do this, but let's not tell anybody that we're doing it. So it remains to be seen if they're going to hold up to their end of the bargain. It is good that they are seeing the error in their ways, but is it because they actually do see the writing on the wall here? here, or is it just a PR tactic in order to save face because they know that their subscriber count is dropping like a damn rock here? Let's be quite honest, after this whole thing started to go down, a lot of subscribers started to flee the sinking ship. Hopefully now things go back to normal and they see the error of the ways. Hopefully the skepticism is unfounded and we go back to where we once were. Then again, now that we have seen how far some people will go in order to quote-unquote protect their works, we have to be very careful about who we trust and who we not trust, apparently. But that's what happens when the majority of the internet does what it needs to actually do, and for the most part do it in a way that actually gets the word out. It is extremely refreshing to have these people who believe in what they want to do to fight back against those who wish to bully them. And maybe those who have been contacted by Zag Media and the Miraculous Ladybug situation could take a look at this story and see that perhaps it's worthwhile if you choose to, fight back against him. Maybe it is worth it to perhaps say, hey, I don't think you are in the right here. I think I'm the one in the right. I have the right to post these kinds of things. Maybe you have more power than you think you do, as this particular situation proved. You have more of a say than you might think you do. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Special Report. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is JD Shadow, and that just happened.